I just tell you what annoys the hell out of me?
We
I don't
do.
think we
I'm
have
sorry.
that much time.
Let's go to the guest. I'm sorry.
Let's go to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shower of 1,500 Toyotas indoors in one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. We talk boots on the ground. We're talking about Wes Lamy. This man is, locally always got boots on the ground. Dolphins, Heat. He's always at each event from worldwidewest.com. What's going on, Wes? How you doing, man?
Hey, back at it. Good to see you guys. You guys are great. Leroy, I was ready to hear what annoys you, but we got to get to it, I guess.
No, I mean, like, if you're going to win.
So let me tell you, this guy, right? We've been doing the show for a long time.
Absolutely.
And he still, suggests, you know what, if you don't want to, you don't have to. I'm like, dude, we do the show together. That's,
you know,
part of the deal. He always does that, right? Like, I'm like, how long we going to do this?
You work very hard. I just wanted, if you wanted an extra day, I was just saying, hey, take an extra day.
He goes, hey, no, normally I work every day and you take off.
I know.
So, I want to take off too.
Which is why I said if you wanted that day off, to take off.
If you here, I'm here.
Okay.
Of course.
That's what the show is, right? Oh my goodness.
Oh man. So Wes, we're getting ready for Dolphins and Packers this week. 3 straight losses. What's your feeling right now with the club? I mean, there was some tough competition out in the road trip, but what did you make of it?
Yeah, so it's interesting you bring it up because one of the key things that we mentioned here is that on that road trip, one thing I wanted to share is that I really predicted they were going to get that win against the Chargers. That's the win I thought they really were going to get. Unfortunately, obviously, we know how that stood out. 2 wins would have been amazing. 3 would have been just surpassed just what we highly expected, possibly clinching a playoff spot. Obviously, that didn't happen. And when you look at the last loss, I consider it maybe the toughest loss of the season for the Dolphins, especially where they committed 0 turnovers in the game. The running game was amazing, especially in that first half. And at the end of the day, it began to snow. And then they just fell short. And at the end of the day, just a tough one, especially when I considered them possibly getting that win against the Chargers. They did not. Buffalo was their closest, and it didn't happen. But it was the toughest one so far.
Well, Wes, let me ask you this. Like, when you're watching that Buffalo game, because I'm watching the Buffalo game, and I'm looking at the success they had running the ball, and I understand, look, it's hard to question Mike McDaniel because offensively, he has shown this city a style of football they haven't seen in a long time. But when you get down to it, and you're trying to win a football game, and you throw a 2-yard pass when you ran for 170 plus yards at that point, did everybody kind of go, hey, what are we doing here? The 2 yards, you got 2 chances to get 2 yards. I'm going all in, running the football, and if we don't get it, we don't deserve to win, but I'm not throwing it.
Yeah, and Leroy, let me share with you, when you watch that game, the thing that really caught my attention is that I was like, man, Mike McDaniel kind of showed right there in that game that he was a first-year head coach with the way that play calling there. Because I'm thinking to myself, you pound the rock, snowing, let's go. And again, you had Mostert and Ahmed doing very well in the running game. And again, I want to mention 0 turnovers in the game. Our respect too has been amazing, especially with Waddle and Hill. But at the end of the day, I would have thought the same thing. I was like, man, you got to do it. And then back in my mind, I'm like, man, again, I think he showed his cards there, being a first-year head coach there for the Dolphins.
I think a lot of times young coaches, and this is even for young players, you get caught up with doing what you do and not doing what is required in that moment. And so, and this is where analytics is killing football, is that you can look at a book, and the book will tell you what to do, but nobody has a better feel for the team than you. And that gets lost. And a lot of these new coaches are like, oh, well, the analytics say do this. What do you see? What are you feeling? We don't get that anymore.
It's funny because I wrote that in my weekly column, obviously passing this past week, the Dolphins made me cry. I mentioned, I was like, did they need that 2-point conversion in that first half? And then I'm just like, okay. But at the end of the day, like you said, we're the ones behind the mic, we're the ones in the press box at the end of the day, but did he need that one, especially on the road, and the first half. And you're right, the analysts say something, but at the end of the day, I don't like to use the term that our coach is another coach, But again, the cards were in the favor for McDaniel.
Yeah, like outsmarted himself almost.
Right.
Regard.
Like he's trying to outcoach himself.
Do you think what do you think going in this to this week, Wes? Though, like they got this, the Packers team. We all think that they are a better team than them, but you know, Aaron Rodgers is a beast, and everybody's starting to get those December feels all of a sudden. What is your confidence level that they turn things around on Christmas?
So it's funny because obviously before they went on the road trip, I was there, right there where McDaniel said December football is where it matters. You know, when you're playing well, and obviously they had that winning streak, and then obviously they had the winning record going into December football. This is where it matters. So, jokingly I say this, nothing to look too much into, but I don't know if you guys saw Aaron Rodgers just the other day was just praising Tua, telling him how great he is and what he's overcome, and I'm like, oh Lord, here we go.
Rat poison. Rat poison.
Exactly, and I'm saying to myself, okay, Aaron, okay, we know who you are, though. We know who you are, and he's coming into Miami, beautiful sunshine weather. And I'm like, okay, just come on, guys. But at the end of the day, we know how great this game is going to be, especially for Dolphins fans locally here. Christmas Day, Aaron Rodgers in the building at the Rock, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great. But we know at the end of the day, we can't, hey, let's cover up the record. And let's see what happens when Aaron Rodgers comes in here. Don't just think that, oh, it's a bad year for Aaron Rodgers and, just chill for a bit. But, again, I just saw what Aaron was saying, and I'm like, wow, oh, boy, here we go.
So, I don't like it either. Smiling faces with agendas, man. That's a Pat Riley move if I ever seen where he's like, pump him up just to cut him off. I know what I see this from a mile away. Before we get you out of here, Wes, so we love food on the show. We had an experiment last week where we tried fruitcake, which had mixed reviews. But
no, it didn't.
What do you mean?
It was a consensus. It sucked.
Yeah, we didn't like it. So, but you have a connection. You're with rum cake. This is a thing you got going on. So
it's awesome, guys. I got to get you guys one in the studio ASAP. But it's been great. So I got to get you, Leroy. First dibs on you get first slice. But at the end of the day, I want to. It's great because obviously when we started worldwidewest.com, we cover all South Florida sports and everything, and I was just looking for the basics of a sponsor and stuff. With my background in play-by-play announcing, that's something I'm always doing in terms of the writing locally, my passion for South Florida sports, and I partnered up with a local rum cake company here down here in South Florida. We did a lot of work, and they sponsored me and stuff, and it's really, really good. And I really want your honest opinion, Leroy. And I definitely don't think you're going to say it sucks, but it's great. It's great, and help support the website, help support local writing, editors, and everything on the site.
So where people can find it is worldwidewest.com?
Worldwidewest.com, and then you click on Shop WW. We got original chocolate and pineapple. And man, Leroy, I got your name on the chocolate, man. I'm telling you, it's flying.
Yeah. Chocolate rum cake,
good,
huh?
Man. We gotta check that out for sure. We gotta get that in the near future. Wes, we appreciate the time, man. Thanks so much.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. And Brandon, see you soon.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Take care. Wes Lamy, worldwidewest.com. You guys can check out his column. The Dolphins make me cry.
Hey.
I love that.
The Dolphins, they make it right. It's almost like the madder you get about your